Hello viewers, it's glad to know you're watching your program. It is Economic Insight and I'm Paul Kingsley. Now, in continuation with the ongoing report we are doing on infrastructure developments and housing development in Nigeria, today we are spotlighting a company that are contributing in no small way to the development of the housing sector. I'm talking of Fahal Property Investment Limited, and with us is the Managing Director, CEO, is Barrister Aliyu Yusuf Shehu. He's going to be talking about their contribution, the challenges affecting the housing sector, and also looking at the over 17 million housing deficits in Nigeria today. We shall be dissecting this and then looking at possible solutions to this unfortunate scenario. It promised to be an interesting conversation. Sit back, relax. I'll be back after this time out.
Home ownership is a priority for most Nigerians. However, the accessibility has remained a dream for a significant proportion of the population due to limited sources of suitable financing and limited access to affordable housing. With its commitment to providing affordable and quality homes to Nigerians, Fahal Property Investments Limited is introducing creativity to the housing sector. Honorable Aliyu Yusuf Shehu is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer.
Fahal Property Investment Limited, it's a real estate company that is poised to started 5 or let's say 7 years ago. We started as a facility management company, and we were managing a lot of estates, their facilities like Prince and Princess, City View, and what have you. We started there as facility managers. So looking at the problems developers encounter between the developers and the residents, we now decided to gradually move into the real estate business proper.
Fahal Property Investments Limited is thriving to become one of the leading players in the housing sector in Nigeria, with the aim of delivering accessible and affordable homes to Nigerians.
Coming to Abuja, because we are basically operating here in Abuja, coming to Abuja some years back, you would agree with me that getting a house for a starter was almost impossible. So we looked at it and saw that, look, for us to be able to bridge the gap, go into it and get many people to come on board, we had to go into mass housing. That was what inspired me. A lot of people were homeless. A lot of people could not even afford decent homes in Abuja and its environs. You have people working in Abuja but staying in Nasarawa. When I mean Nasarawa, I mean far, far, far Nasarawa, not even Karo. You understand? And they work in the city center. So that is part of what gave me the inspiration, and looking at the deficit, I decided to come into it.
The company is highly equipped with young dynamic management and technical team to execute any given task in its field of endeavors.
Our first project was Beaufort Court. Beaufort Court is located along the Voice of Nigeria, that's Lugbe axis, gateway into the city, Lugbe, just by Trademore. After Trademore, that's where you have Beaufort Court. So Beaufort Court is one of our is our first estate, really, and to the glory of God, it is one of the best, if not the best, along that neighborhood. Beaufort Court is sitting on a 6.5 hectare rather, and we have houses that cut across duplexes, terraces, semi-detached duplexes, and bungalows with penthouses. It was a success story. We delivered more than 200 houses within 2 years, and I can happily tell you that it's all occupied and the residents are enjoying their stay. Again, we have the Bromley Court. Bromley Court is located along the Idu train station. That's Umbora. Yes, we have that there. It's also a 2.5 hectare development, basically terraces and block of flats. That's what we have there. And to the glory of God too, we have that is almost 70% completed, and it's ongoing. Yes, and then now the latest project we have at hand is at Piakasa. Piakasa is also along the airport road, and it's an emerging settlement, an emerging community. We're developing a 5 hectare there of different strata of houses, ranging from the 5-bedroom fully detached with BQs, the 4-bedroom semi-detached, 3-bedroom, and the terraces. That's what we're having in Piakasa at the moment. That project started like 3-4 months ago, and we're on it. The construction of infrastructure is ongoing there now. I'll tell you that one of the major problems we are having is somersault of government policies. Today, a particular agency or ministry that is in charge of giving either approvals or waiving or doing this, making it easy for developers, is not there. You understand? That is the first aspect. Government policies that are not developer friendly, if you like. And then secondly, the finances, because we are contributing a lot to this economy, whether you like it or not. I can tell you directly that directly or indirectly, the jobs that I put on the table or that I provide to Nigerians in all my estates put together, I can tell you is more than 500 to 700 direct and indirect jobs. So I'm an employer of labor. So government should look for developers that have the blueprint, connect with them. There are a lot of districts that have not been touched, that have not been done. You understand? If you allow government alone, cannot do it. Bring in developers, 3, 4, sit down, get ideas from them, provide them with funds. If government is going to get funds for you, either development funds from CBN or it's easy. But you going to approach these government institutions yourself, I can tell you, is as good as if you don't know anybody, just forget about it. You understand? But if government will identify those people that are out there doing this thing, that already have a vision to make housing available to the common man, I think they should call all this sundry. Let's sit down, discuss, develop a roadmap for the industry. But today they tell you that you can't, this is a low density area, high density, tomorrow there is no approval, next tomorrow you can get approval. You know, all these things don't help. They don't help at all. And then the finances again. We do this infrastructure within our estates. We do it ourselves. So it's cost us a lot. I can tell you basically that to put up roads, drainages, and bring up transformers, light, and what have you, it's a lot of money. If you have to do this, how much will you charge the average person who wants to buy in? You understand? But supposing government partners with you, does the infrastructure, I mean, they can regulate it. You sell a 3-bedroom at 3 million, 4 million naira, and everybody is happy. But if you put the cost of doing infrastructure, if you have to do the infrastructure, if you put the cost of doing it, then it comes out of mass housing into something else. Developers sometimes will tell you that they want quick return of their investment. So they would want to just get a small piece of land, do it, and they are sold out. That doesn't take time. And then basically they do it, they move to the next project. So within a year, you find out that a developer has done 3 to 4 projects. Unlike us that go into mass housing, it takes us nothing less than 3 years to be able to be done with a 5, 6, 7, 8 hectares. You understand? So basically, I think apart from the turnover, there's too much, you have to put up the infrastructure. On a 5 hectare, I can tell you the minimum roads you can have within the estate, you have 7, 8 roads, internal roads. You understand? You have to supply transformers of different. So there's a lot of things that goes on in the mass housing scheme, and I think that is the reason why most developers would prefer to just do a quick one and then turn over.
In Nigeria today, mortgage financing schemes are still very much at an infancy stage in the adoption over the years. Lack of an efficient and effective mortgage financing has remained a huge albatross on the country.
I'm sorry to say, but there's no much awareness about the mortgage system and its workings. I'll tell you, there are a lot of bottlenecks in the mortgage system. A lot of civil servants and average Nigerians are unable to even meet the what do you call it? To meet the initial, not even the initial deposits, to even meet the terms and conditions of that. That is what gives them the problem. So before they put up papers and what have you to meet up with the terms and conditions of the mortgage, I tell you, they have missed a particular developer. Before they get to the other one, then they would be asked to give their own equity contributions to it again before it is being disbursed to a developer. That takes a lot of time. So I can tell you that yes, the policy is well thought out, but the implementation, I'm sorry to say, is neither here nor there, because most of the people, PMS, they are unable to access this. They go to banks, they are asked to bring collaterals, they are asked to bring this, they are asked to bring that. Before they get to you, I mean, it's all over. I think once you are a Nigerian and you show interest in a particular property and what have you, I think you should be assisted. Because if you tell me to go and bring a collateral, a CFO, or to bring this or to bring that, you have made it rather impossible for me. So I would say once you're a Nigerian, you should be given the opportunity to approach any of these mortgage finances or mortgage homes and what have you, lay your complaints, put up your applications, and they should be able to, without any stress, apply on your behalf. So if a developer is dealing with the government to government, he knows that government will definitely pay me whatever we agree as to the price to give to Mr. A. You understand? Rather than saying, okay, I'm going to get this money from the mortgage house and then pass it all to you for onward transmission to the developer, there's a lot of bottleneck. So for me, I think they should remove all that, bring in collateral, bring in shorty, bring in this, bring in that. They should remove all that. And then once you are a Nigerian and then you apply, you sign an undertaking with them, whatever it is that's due to you, that you are applying for, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, it should be given to you. And then since you are a Nigerian, you're not relocating from this country anyway. So definitely government can have a system that, okay, as soon as you get employed or you get a business you're doing or work, they will now be deducting from whatever has accrued. My advice is we shouldn't wait for white collar jobs as young people. Immediately when I was called to the bar, I moved straight into business and I started with the real estate. So the government is doing its best, but the government cannot provide jobs for everybody. Most of Nigerian youths are very talented people. They are very creative. they can make a lot of things out of nothing. Most of them. And I can tell you that most of the people I work with are very young people, from my architects, my engineers, and everybody, surveyors, everybody, IT gurus, everybody. Nobody is above 38, 39 in my organization. So we call on every young Nigerian to be inspired with what he finds around him. Let's come together, put our brains together, work together. We can make something out of nothing as young people. We have the energy, we have the crowd, and the enthusiasm to make things work. I'm a lawyer by profession, a politician by vocation, and then into construction for business. So as you can see, I've touched a lot of different fields, being a lawyer, also a frontline politician, and also being into real estate. So I still do my law practice, and also do a lot of politicking. And right now, when it's time for business, we get into business, and this is what we do for business.
All right, so most a very big thank you, sir, for your contribution on the program. Thank you so much. Out of your busy schedule, you were able to give us an interview. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much, and God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much for having me, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.